Let me see. Yes, today's show is fully in English. Okay, so I'm just waiting for my guest to come. Welcome to another edition of Apples with Adam. And this time we are going live with Arielle Hixson from New York. So I'm just waiting for her to come online. Okay, as soon as she comes, let's go ahead and get the latest gossip from what's happening in New York. Adam, the outfit, yes, I will show you my outfit. Let Arielle come online. Okay, so, oh, here she is. Arielle has joined. I'm going to send her a request. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, questions ಇದೆ please ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, and you can also send it across. ನಾನು translate ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, and let's see, I hope my translation is good enough. So I've sent a request to Arielle, and okay, there has to be something here. I'm sending it again, just give me a second. Okay, so hi Arielle.
Hi.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
I'm good. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Apples with Adam. So Arielle, how have you been this one last week when we last spoke? How was it? How is the situation over there? Before we go on, you got to rate my outfit, remember?
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
yes.
So
Okay.
my outfit for tonight, since it's a Friday night, and I'm not taking my skinny ass nowhere, so I just got the club thingy. So just wait. This is what I would wear if I go to a club. So head on these outfits. Okay.
Wepa.
Oh my god.
Hey Arielle.
Love the fur. Hey Anthony. Love the necklace. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Which club are you going to? This is a high-end club.
It's called the club in my
This is
own
for another
apartment.
level.
It's called the club with Anthony somewhere sitting, beaching himself. Anthony eats a lot and beaches himself. So on a basis of 1 to 10, what would you give my outfit, Arielle?
Today, last time I gave it 11. Today is 12.
Okay.
Because of the sparkles and then also the fur. I like the difference of the two textures that you're incorporating.
This was handmade by one of my favorite designers, and his name is Chandan Gowda. Hopefully, Chandan, big shout out to you for sponsoring the Apples with Adam look. Okay, so people are saying he's gonna. Oh, Akhil says I'm stealing the fur. Hell no, boy, you won't fit into this. Okay, so Chandan, thank you once again, guys. If you don't know, Chandan Gowda, ಒಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ fashion designer. Please follow him on Chandan Gowda official. Yes, and now getting into our show, Arielle. What news do you have? Please let us know what is happening in New York.
So most recently, there were antibody tests kind of given to about 3,000 random people in New York, and they found that about 20% of those tested had the antibodies. So that means that about 1.7 million people in the New York City area may have been exposed to the antibodies, and I think over 2.8 million statewide. And that's a large number. So that means that what scientists are saying is that the antibodies may be a reflection that COVID-19 may have been in the area for a long time. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily mean that these people are immune to it. This is a very key thought process here. It doesn't mean immunity, but it means that a lot of people have been exposed to it. And going forward, this could really determine how the governor opens up the economy in New York, when they decide to end social distancing, what businesses decide to open. So it's big news, and it will determine a lot of things going forward.
So just give me a moment to translate this for my audience. So
yeah.
So ಇದು Arielle ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ is the government has given about 200. How many testing kits? How many people?
About 3,000 people they've tested randomly.
3,000 ಜನ just random ಆಗಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿತು the government, and out of those 3,000 people, 20% is tested positive. So ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಇವಾಗ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ we don't know as yet. It's going to take a long time. ಒಂದು suggestion ಇದೆ ಯಾವುದು, saying we are immune to COVID. How can we be immune to COVID? So this, let's get to know more. Yes, Arielle. So sorry for that. I mean, I just have to keep translating.
No, it's interesting.
Okay. So,
wish I knew how to speak different languages.
So 3,000 people, and now this testing is going on. So what's your take on that? How long was this going to last?
Well, this is just the first round, so I think it's just the first start of it's a peek at how things could continue to look if more people get antibody tests. I know a bunch of people who have been quarantined have said, like friends of mine have been like, hey, I think I've had those symptoms, but it wasn't as bad. I'm curious if I may have had it at some point. And there's also a thought process of how long was this here? Has it been here since the first regulations started rolling through in March, or was this January or December or November or around the same time that it happened in Wuhan? Nobody knows. So this is just a peek onto what could happen in the future. I think more antibody tests will keep rolling out. The question is, how will they be, I guess, more accessible to the average person like myself or like Joe Schmo down the street. So yeah, antibody tests will pretty much determine everything going forward in terms of getting back to normalcy.
Okay, so Arielle ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ that ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ವೈರಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಯಾವಾಗಂದ ಇದೆ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್, ವೆದರ್ ಇದು ಶುರುನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಪಿಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ನೌ, ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ is the whole mix-up which is happening in the United States. Adu mele, the governor is trying to open our the governor, it's like our chief minister, okay? So our the governor is trying to open the borders. Our borders open madidre, we don't know ಎಷ್ಟು infected people will come in, how many infected will go out. So all that is very, very worrying, and I don't know how you guys are going to handle that, because for us, in India, what is happening? Gosh, this bilanguage. Okay.
2 different languages.
So in India, what is happening is our entire state has locked down. Not only Karnataka.
Okay, yep.
But my Prime Minister has, I'm so sorry, I'm automatically switching into my language talking to you.
That's okay. No, hey, I'm learning things.
So our Prime Minister has locked down the entire country. Nobody can go out, nobody can come in, which is why Anthony is stuck here. Simple. So even nobody, except an evacuation flight you have. Yes, and just, 2 days before, I saw a car was standing out with USA evacuation citizen. And I was like, oh my God, yes, citizen of USA to be evacuated was written on that car. And Anthony has taken a picture of it for memory. So I told him, you should have been in that car by now. Nobody, even the airport would have sent him back. But he's fine. He's in pristine health right now, eating Kit Kat.
Good.
Yes, eating Kit Kat chocolates and gaining more pounds. So very soon, no, thank you. Yeah. This is what he's government like.
Shots fired.
Yes. And very soon there won't be a commercial flight taking him. There will need to be a cargo flight to take him. Okay. Right. So Arielle, how is it with you, your family, your colleagues? How is it with you?
Thank you so much for asking. On my side, things so far so good, knock on wood. People have been staying indoors. Most of my immediate family has been staying inside, getting bored inside, which is a first world problem if you have the luxury to stay inside and get bored. So the majority of them are okay. I have friends that are okay. I have some friends that are in the healthcare system that are working on the front lines. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit tough to see how they have to go into it and come back every day and kind of deal with that, especially when there's not many materials and they're seeing very horrific things in the New York City healthcare system. It's like a battleground, to be honest. And I do have journalist friends who are out reporting, who are trying to be as safe as possible. So in terms of my family, no one's really in those, no one immediately or in those frontline essential worker industries, but distant friends and colleagues, they're the ones that are really dealing with it. Mm-hmm. And it's tough. I'm curious how it's going to play out in the future, especially as people have to deal mentally with it.
Oh my God. I just hope and pray that everything goes well for you and your loved ones, and hope everyone is safe, Arielle. And also,
thank you. Same for you. And how's everything on your side? How are your family, your friends, all your people?
for one, like my entire state knows, my friends are more like my family because I have no parents. Okay, I have no
Wow.
parents. Both my parents passed away. I have two sisters. One is here. One is somewhere else. My eldest sister, in fact, is in touch with me, um, on and off. But my family, if you were really had to ask, my family is the ones who live with me. That's my family. That includes Anthony. That includes everybody else. So yeah, I think we're doing good. We're doing good. Fighting a lot of fights, and yeah, just a lot.
Lots of fights. Okay, you know
It's
what?
just a lot.
You're in
It's
close
just like
quarters.
the Big Boss house all over again.
Things happen.
Things happen, but you know what? In these times, like how he's kept me motivated to do this, to do these live interviews, I see that
Well,
you also have been motivated, and you do something called the other news. So please tell
I
us something
do.
about the other news.
Tell, yeah, so I just started this. The other news, it is a good news network, pretty much, where I just pick a good story a day and share it with the world, because we have so much negative stuff happening. I mean, because the world is in a pandemic, of course. But I just want something on people's feeds that will make them smile. So every couple days, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I release a happy story that's a minute long, just a minute of your time, that explains a very good thing that's happening in the world. And yeah, stay tuned for it if you can. I mean, I'm glad that you're watching it, Adam. That makes me very happy. I'm like,
to your channel. I subscribe to your channel, and I get a lot of stalking material
you.
about you from there. So give me
Wonderful.
give me the latest, guys. Please, David, please follow Arielle Hixson on YouTube as well, on YouTube, because what I'm doing right now is I'm recording this interview. I'm doing a screen recording, and this gets posted on my YouTube channel, so nobody can miss it. So the last time
Oh, cool.
if we do lives, the lives just goes to your story for 24 hours. So I'm doing a screen recording, I save it, then I put it on my YouTube channel, so when people want to see these other episodes, they can always, you're more than welcome. So right now I'm not worried about the number of people watching, because this,
Right.
and I go ahead and publicize it. Please give us the
Good to
latest
the world.
from the other news. One little thing which you think we should know.
The latest.
And do
Let
it
me
exactly
think.
how you do it. Do it exactly how you do it, including the end where you say, "This is Arielle Hixson, and I'm not going anywhere because I'm right here with the other."
I'll be right here.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, let me think. I would say the antibody test would be a good one, but let me think of some things. I have to think of actually something that's most recent. Well, let me think.
You wrote the content, Arielle. You should know.
I do, but I have to think of one that's recent and that's new for today.
Earth
That's
Day.
the tough part.
Earth Day. You did something about Earth Day.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the most recent good news with Earth Day is that, especially it actually affects you, I guess, because you're near Mumbai.
Bangalore.
Pollution. Yes, pollution levels have gone down almost 60% in a bunch of the most polluted cities across the world. And that includes 10 major cities that were studied, including Mumbai, Wuhan, New Delhi, all of these locations that have historically high levels of pollution. And this is huge because pollution tends to kill 7 million people a year. So the fact that it's gone down is a huge improvement. And it's mostly because of social distancing. I mean, everyone's staying inside. No one's traveling. A lot of businesses are shut down, which is kind of the negative part of it because, some people don't have jobs. But the earth is better. The earth is happier. So this is just insight as to how we could improve the world going forward. If we just stay inside from time to time, or we don't go on the roads with all these cars and fumes and stop, I don't know, working in certain industries that have all this pollution, maybe we could save the planet. And it's perfect for Earth Day because if we can save the planet, then there's at least a little bit of silver lining to all this pandemic. So that's just a glimpse of some of the good news that I have. For more, follow me and one thing's for sure, I will be right here for the other news.
No, you do that thing with your eyes. You do that thing with your eyes.
I look down and up.
Yeah.
It's a trademark.
Just do the ending for me, Arielle. Just do the ending. How
Okay.
Okay.
One thing's for sure, I'll be right here for the other news. Arielle Hixson signing out. There you go, Adam.
So that is Yesia says hi Adam. Yesia also is a follower of you, Arielle.
Yes, Elle, thank you. Oh my gosh,
she
so nice.
follows you. She likes your shows, and she's a very sweet lady. And
Thank you.
a lot of people are asking you to come to India.
Oh, I'd love to. Once it's safe, as in when social distancing is over, I'm so there.
There's a monkey on the
That sounded so incorrect on every level. Once it's safe, right?
Yeah, when social distancing is over, I can't go anywhere.
No.
I can't go down the street. You want me to come to India? I can go down the street.
You know what?
It's
Anthony's
New York.
saying? You know what Anthony's saying?
New York
There
is
are
the worst
monkeys.
part right now.
Anthony's saying there are monkeys on the roof. That's what. Oh yes.
There's that's so cool.
And
literal
Wow.
monkeys.
they are real monkeys, and this one holds a bag of chips and calls them.
Wow.
No,
See, he's
wow.
enjoying his life, though. I think it's cool. I mean, then again, I don't know. Are they
Don't
nice
bite him.
monkeys?
He'll get rabies. But don't. I'll show her what you're doing. Good. So, Arielle, coming back to a little more about the other news, how do you do it? You stay inside, you stay indoors, and you shoot, or do you go outside and do a bit of it? So, how does that work?
So that's a great question. So I do practice social distancing. I have a terrace. So I shoot the majority of my stuff outside my terrace. It's a nice, lovely brick wall behind me, which looks very cute and different from my couch setting. It's raining today, so you guys might get an indoor shoot. Hopefully it will look as cute. I don't know. I don't have that beautiful, glorious red backdrop that you have. I'm kind of jealous.
This is my curtain. This is just a curtain. I do that and you can see my window. Yeah, there's my window. So outside this gorgeous backdrop is actually apartment building. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah,
All
so
right.
I made this look like a studio set. So I just draw my window here and pull my
You can have
curtain
different vibes.
there. And then my outfit looks lovely against a red backdrop. So which is why
It does look fantastic.
So it looks
I got
like
the red idea, but not the backdrop idea. We'll work on that. That's next steps.
But you have beautiful curtains as well. I can see it behind you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're like white curtains. My mom is she's an interior decorator, so she
There are
Plug
even
for my mom.
sheer curtains. There are even sheer curtains. There are sheer curtains.
they're sheer and
Yeah.
white.
Wow.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're beautiful.
Arielle, make me jealous. Okay, so you spoke about the economy being open. I mean, the economy. Tell us something about the economy. What do you think is happening?
I think right now people are struggling, especially with small businesses trying to get those extra loans. The government had to take out a second loan of hundreds of billions of dollars. So right now, I think small businesses are struggling, especially with the economy here in New York. And the question is, how far will this continue and how will it impact them later? There's also a historic level or number of unemployment here. People are, kicked out of their jobs, people who work in the restaurant industry or any other job that has had to scale back. There's a lot of uncertainty right now with the economy and questions as to how to benefit it. And that's why there's a huge debate as to whether to start opening up different regions of the country so that the economy can start to jumpstart up, or to wait so that everyone can be safe. And medical experts are saying wait as long as you can, because us delaying opening the economy could save a life, where people who are focused on financial issues are really struggling to comprehend that.
Okay, and there's a question from the Bunny of York. Will Corona return in the fall?
Oh, that is such a good question. There was a new study that the experts predict that coronavirus could definitely return back between October and November. And the concern is that that's the same time as the flu season. So the question is, will that overwhelm the healthcare system when there aren't enough beds for COVID-19 already? Will there be so many people with flu and coronavirus kind of overwhelming healthcare systems around the world, especially in New York City? I think the question is, will there be a vaccine? I think that's really what the time is alluding to. If we can get that vaccine as soon as possible, things can be alleviated tremendously, but it usually takes about a year or so to get that vaccine. There are some organizations that have kind of rolled out these test vaccines, one in Germany, other places around across the world, so that could be beneficial going forward, but we don't know. All we can do is hope right now.
Okay, Amit Rajput, hi sweetheart, I know you're watching. Anthony has another question. How will this affect the US election?
Oh man, the New York the election, that's up in the air. I mean, it will happen, but there's a curiosity about voting. How will voting happen? Can it be virtual? Will that be voter fraud inducing? I think it's also a question how the campaign will continue. President Trump actually just recently unveiled a new interesting part of his campaign where if people donate $31, they will get these Trump Pence pints that are kind of, I don't want to say promoting, but they are giving him a round of applause for his handling of the COVID-19 crisis. So I think different candidates are coming up with unique ways to kind of work within this election 2020 situation that is unlike anyone's seen before. And we'll just see going forward. I mean, there's two candidates now. Bernie dropped out. We'll have to see.
Okay. All right. And you've got a compliment from another follower of mine who's now become a follower of yours. Gautam Gokul says, wow, Arielle looks beautiful today. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Gotham. I was struggling with my hair today, but I really appreciate that. I really appreciate your sweetheart, Gotham.
Yes.
Like Batman, Gotham. I like it.
So, guys, you'll have any questions for Arielle because she has to go and do her work. I promised her it's going to be a 25 minutes show. So it's already 22 minutes. So I'm going to stop talking now. If you guys have questions, we're going to read it out. So you have 8 minutes to give her questions. Guys, come on. Bernard, what's this? Why is it paused? Why on earth is my...
It's 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
No, why is my... Oh. Who paused it?
Oh yeah, so sorry. Oh, is your hair by birth curly? Punit? Yes, it is. This is my natural hair. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Guys, please ask her questions about America, not her personal life or her hair or anything else. Ask her what is happening in America. Doubt Sidre, please. Aur ki Kelly. Okay, Marissa, did she have any professional plans before the pandemic started? Marissa is another follower of you. And
that's a great question.
Do you have?
Yeah, I think in the journalism industry, you're constantly, working with different organizations, different opportunities, and I definitely did. But with social distancing, you have to kind of be flexible with those opportunities. So those opportunities are still definitely ongoing and or still in talks. But right now, it's they're. You have to think from home. So they're definitely still going. It's just hey,
okay.
Wait for a little bit.
Another big question. We heard the U.S. is closing the U.S. immigrant visa. What about people coming into the U.S. for internships that include students?
That's a great question. I think there's still a lot of details that have to be fleshed out with President Trump's immigration decision. So I don't know the exact details on that, but that could be definitely a question for next time.
Okay. Maria's asking, how do you adapt to the moment? How is she doing for adapt to the moment?
Adapting to the moment. I practice meditation. I meditate every day. I try to stay as present as possible. I treat new day as a new day because I think when you're in this in this limbo of quarantine. The days turn into nights, the nights turn into day. You don't know what time it is. I don't even know what day it is sometimes. Well, today it's Friday. I know that. So I just try to be as present as possible and try new things. I actually started learning guitar. Well, I learned it before. I relearned guitar. And that's been fantastic, just to spice things up and stay present and stay in the moment.
Okay, Arielle, we have two more questions before you need to leave. Or I mean, I would love you to stay. Okay, but I don't know. So
So sorry.
Anthony asked, is it a good time to buy movie theater stocks and airplane stocks? That's what the first question. Second question is, Adam, I got a question for her. Okay, how can you identify fake news? Yeah, now the questions are coming in.
So, movie theater stocks and airplane stock, I'm not completely sure, but I know that they have taken a hit right now. So I think it's something that people should definitely watch as things go forward, especially with the economy opening and reopening. How do I identify fake news? I read a bunch of articles from different sources. You can't just stay on one news network as much as you love it. Like, depending on how you get your news as well. You have to watch TV from time to time. You have to read a lot. Sometimes Twitter has a lot of interesting information, talking to friends. You can't take your friends' opinions, but you have to get all sides of it. That's how you get across quote-unquote fake news.
All right. So guys, any more further news? What is your take on cyberbullying? Hey, come on.
Oh, cyberbullying. Good talk. It's terrible. It's negative. You know, people, there's always someone in the, just sitting in some dark room that you don't know about who is saying negative things. I think it's a sign of the times, unfortunately, cyberbullying, but you can get around it by just not paying attention to it. And I think it needs to be changed. Maybe going forward, maybe after this pandemic, people will think more positively about each other and cyberbullying will go away. But I don't know.
And that brings us to the end of the first segment with Arielle Hixson. Guys, stay tuned. We are going to have a singer from our very own Bangalore who's going to be entertaining you all with live music, singing English songs, since this is the English segment. So she can sing. She does an awesome take on, what's her name? Shakira. Shakira's her forte. So guys, if you like Shakira, let us listen to her in a short bit. But before which, Arielle, thank you so much for coming once again onto the show.
Thank you.
Are we going to be seeing you next week?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Are we going to see you next week?
Absolutely. I'm here.
Okay,
Catch me next week.
One more question for her. Adam, if she got time, can you ask her this? How do young journalists get their training?
Great question. So the majority, it depends on how young you are. If you're in high school, join a local newspaper. I think people who are very ambitious and who just start doing things on their own, they pick up their phone and start recording and reporting and talking about the world, and joining some type of local community newspaper. Going forward after that, going to journalism school is a big one. It's great to kind of get all your P's and Q's with editing, writing, reporting the correct facts, AP style notation, which is just edit kind of focused information, and just going out there and doing it. It's all about really knowing your facts, knowing your audience, and being ambitious in doing it. That's how you become a great journalist.
There we go. Straight from the horse's mouth. We got everything straight. Arielle, lovely having you on my show. I look forward to Fridays.
Thank you.
Because this is the only segment where I can just speak in English. Okay, because other people will say, speak. And I'm horrible. I'm awful in my language. But I am trying, which is one of the reasons why I have my shows in, my language, so I can practice. It's a crying shame because I don't know my own mother tongue. It's a huge shame for me. So thank you.
That's okay. I love to be here for it.
Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been lovely as well. You're an amazing host.
Thank you. Loads of love from India. Stay safe to you and your family and everyone dear to you. Take care, Arielle. See you next week.
Thank you. You too.
7 o'clock.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye. So guys, that